to the tavern with you.
The magic flows like jewels in the gardens. Let's dive into the realms of DeFi Kingdoms.
In the lands where heroes roam, with quests and kingdoms we call home. There's a monk who drinks and spins his yarn, and a caster casting spells at dawn. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms faster. Crystal Veil is staring down, break down quests and tell the tale. Up a chair, have no fear, kingdom secrets you'll find here. Will shine bright with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms faster. Crystal Veil, staring down, break down quests and tell the tale. Up a chair, have no fear, kingdom secrets you'll find here. Jewels shine bright with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. You'll find here. Gardens grow, jewels shine bright, with heroes summoned, ready to fight. The monk's got wisdom in every sip, while the caster's magic never slips. It's the drug monk and the spellcaster, guiding you through realms faster. Crystal Veil is staring down, break down quests and tell the tale. Up a chair, have no fear, kingdom secrets you'll find here. You'll find here. So grab your mug and hold on tight. Let the magic up to fly, kingdoms take flight. To the realms.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us.
Hi.
Today we're going to be looking at the competitive gaming scene in DeFi Kingdoms,
Okay.
specifically the tournament scene.
Nice.
And DeFi Kingdoms, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically this fantasy world where you can battle trade and earn cryptocurrency
Yes.
all at once.
Cool.
So we've got data analysis of tournament results from February 26th to March 14th.
Gotcha.
And it covers all sorts of events.
Oh, cool.
Daily skirmishes, gold rushes, revengers, weekend warrior tournaments.
Wow, so much variety.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things that's super interesting to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is just the sheer amount of different tournament formats.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not just one size fits all kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's what really stood out to me, too. Like,
Yeah.
you have the daily skirmishes, which are kind of like your bread and butter.
Right.
But even those have all sorts of limitations. You
Yeah.
know, like, one day it's rare heroes only. The next day it's like melee mosh pit. You have to be ready for anything.
Right.
Then you've got the gold rush tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
Which are these crazy free-for-alls where, like, anything goes. They're often at, like, weird times, too.
It's just constant adaptation, right?
Yeah.
Can you think on your feet and, like, do you thrive under pressure?
Yeah.
It really separates the casual players from the hardcore competitors.
And then you throw in the Revenger tournaments, which have like these super specific rule sets, like no healers allowed.
Okay.
That totally changes how you have to approach team composition and strategy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the weekend warrior tournaments. I imagine that's where you see like the top players battling it out.
It's the big leagues.
Honing their skills.
Yeah, like the training grounds for aspiring champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got all this variety in the tournaments, which is really awesome.
It is.
But what about the players themselves?
Oh, yeah, the players.
Who are the ones who are consistently dominating?
Well, there are a few names that, strike fear into the hearts of their opponents.
Yeah.
Players like JUSS and IBLA.
Yeah. I saw those names all over the data.
Yeah.
Fix especially. They have like a 54% win ratio.
Yeah.
And they seem to just be crushing it.
Pretty much.
In almost every daily skirmish that they enter.
Yeah.
And IBLA with an even more impressive 57% win ratio.
Yeah, that's crazy.
what makes these players so good?
Right.
Is it just pure skill or is it strategy?
It's got to be a mix of everything, right? Like a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
But it's so fascinating because they each have such a distinct style.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for example, Fexis is a master tactician.
Okay.
Like, every move is meticulously planned.
Yeah.
They're not just reacting, they're thinking steps ahead.
Right.
And actually, if we dig a little deeper into the data, we see that Fex consistently uses a lot of crowd control abilities.
Okay, wait, hold on. Crowd control abilities. For those of our listeners who might not be super familiar with DeFi Kingdoms,
Right.
can you explain what those are and why they're important?
Yeah, so crowd control abilities are basically skills that allow you to kind of disrupt your opponent's actions.
Yeah.
So, for example, you might have a hero who can stun enemies.
Yeah.
Which temporarily prevents them from attacking or using abilities.
Gotcha.
Or you might have a hero who can pull all the enemies together.
Okay.
And then you can set them up for like a big area of effect attack.
Oh.
So Fex seems to have like really mastered the art of using these abilities to control the flow of battle.
Oh, wow.
Like they disrupt the opponent's plans and they create openings for their own team.
So it's not just about brute force.
No, not at all.
It's about using these abilities strategically.
Right, it's like manipulating the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes Sekest so formidable.
Okay.
They understand how to use every tool at their disposal.
Okay, that makes sense. So Fex is all about meticulous planning and the strategic use of crowd control.
Exactly.
What about IBLA?
Oh, IBLA.
What's their secret?
IBLA is all about aggression and
yeah.
speed.
Okay.
Like lightning fast reflexes.
Yeah.
They're known for striking first and asking questions later.
Gotcha.
It's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
But it clearly pays off for them.
Yeah. So we have the strategic mastermind and the lightning fast aggressor.
Exactly.
What about they seem to be consistently like in the finals.
Right.
But not always securing the top spot.
Yeah. Just sits at a respectable 44% win rate.
Okay.
But they are the king of the deep run.
Okay.
They might not always win,
but
they consistently make it to the later stages of tournaments,
right?
Which is really no small feat.
Yeah.
It's just that they have such a deep understanding of the game.
Okay.
They can adapt their strategies to a lot of different opponents.
It's like they figured out a way to always place high.
Yeah.
Even if they don't always have the perfect counter to every single opponent.
That kind of consistency is so valuable.
Yeah.
Especially in a scene as dynamic as DeFi Kingdoms.
Okay, so we've got our champions.
Yeah.
But what about the players who are consistently in the top ranks, but haven't quite grabbed that top spot yet?
Right.
Is there anyone in the data that stands out to you like that?
Absolutely.
Oh.
There are a few players who are knocking on the door of victory.
Okay.
Players like Raph and Mega, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing their names. They were way up there. So if they're so good, why haven't they won any tournaments?
Like, what's holding them back?
Yeah, what's going on?
It's a good question. Well, in Raph's case, they've made it to the semifinals a remarkable 5 times.
Wow.
But no first place finishes.
Okay.
So that tells me they might be playing it a little safe, prioritizing consistency over those big risks.
Right.
That could lead to a win.
Yeah. Like they found a strategy that guarantees them a top 5 spot. But maybe they're hesitant to switch things up.
Okay.
And go for the gold.
So maybe they need a bit of that IBLA aggression.
Maybe just to shake things up.
Yeah.
And then there's Mega.
Right.
Who has consistently been the runner-up.
Okay.
3 times.
3 times.
So close, but no cigar. Right?
Wow.
They can taste victory, but just can't quite grasp it.
Oh, that's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah.
Is it like a mental block or something?
You know, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But maybe they excel at specific matchups, but struggle against certain play styles.
Wow.
So maybe they need to diversify their strategies a bit more.
Gotcha.
Have a few more tricks up their sleeve.
It's like they've mastered one fighting style,
right?
But they haven't learned how to counter their kryptonite.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that even in a game like DeFi Kingdoms, adaptability is key. Right. Okay, so we've got our dominant players.
Right.
We've got our rising stars and our almost champions.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture?
Oh, the bigger picture.
Yeah. Are there any like overall trends emerging?
Okay.
In terms of like strategies or team compositions?
Yeah.
Like, are there any certain hero combinations that are becoming more popular?
Interesting.
Or are there like specific play styles that are proving to be more effective?
Okay, so now we're talking strategy.
Yeah.
And yes, there are some fascinating trends that we're seeing in the data.
Oh, cool.
One thing that's becoming increasingly popular are teams that focus on what we call burst damage.
Burst damage.
Yeah.
Okay, break that down.
Okay, so burst damage is all about focusing your firepower to eliminate key targets quickly.
Yeah.
So imagine a team composed of heroes with abilities that deal massive damage in a very short amount of time.
Okay.
They aim to take out the enemy's heavy hitters before they can even react, swinging the battle in their favor.
So it's like a surgical strike team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it is a high-risk strategy.
Oh, really?
Because if you miss your shot, then you're left vulnerable.
Right.
But in the hands of a skilled player, it can be incredibly effective.
Okay.
It requires precise timing coordination and a deep understanding of your team's capabilities.
So it's not just about picking heroes with high damage, it's about understanding how to use those abilities in a really coordinated way.
Yeah, to maximize their impact.
Okay.
And this rise in burst damage strategies could be a response to the evolving meta of the game.
Right, because as new heroes are introduced and balance changes are made, players are always looking for an edge.
Always trying to outsmart each other.
It's like an arms race.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Of strategies?
Yeah, and it's one of the things that makes competitive gaming so captivating. This constant evolution. This never-ending pursuit of mastery.
Okay, so it's not just team composition either, right?
Right.
We're also seeing players specializing in specific tournament formats.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, another trend's worth highlighting.
Okay.
Players like Esper and Okal, who we haven't mentioned before, have branched out from the daily skirmishes, and they're finding success in other formats like Weekend Warrior.
Okay.
So it seems like they've identified their strengths and are focusing on the formats that best suit their play styles.
So instead of trying to be a jack of all trades, they're mastering specific domains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that specialization can give them a competitive edge.
Okay.
Because they're able to really refine their strategies and become experts in the nuances of that particular format.
Okay. So we've got these big trends emerging.
Yeah.
Burst damage is on the rise. Players are specializing in specific tournament formats.
Yeah.
And it sounds like adaptability is more important than ever.
It really is.
But what does all this mean for the future?
The future of competitive DeFi Kingdoms.
It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure.
Yeah.
The competitive landscape is constantly evolving.
Right.
So predicting the future is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see even more specialization. Players will continue to hone their skills in specific formats and develop unique strategies that give them an edge.
It's like the evolution of a species.
Yeah.
Only instead of physical adaptations, we're talking about strategic innovation.
Right.
So we might see even more niche strategies emerging and more players focusing on those hyper-specific play style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as the meta of the game continues to evolve, we might see new players emerge.
Oh, okay.
To challenge the established order.
Right.
Maybe someone like Raph or Mega
will finally break through and claim that top spot.
Right.
Or maybe a brand new player will emerge from the shadows with a revolutionary strategy that shakes up the entire competitive scene.
Ooh, a dark horse contender.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be exciting to see.
For sure.
But what about those who are just starting out?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, in the DeFi Kingdoms competitive scene.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
You know, based on what we've seen in the data, I would say find your niche.
Okay.
Don't try to be good at everything.
Okay.
Experiment with different tournament formats.
Yeah.
Explore different hero combinations and figure out what clicks for you. Like, what play style do you enjoy the most?
Yeah.
What strategies do you naturally gravitate towards?
So it's about finding your strengths.
Yes.
And playing to them.
Yeah, rather than trying to be a master of all trades.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to study the greats.
Oh.
You know, watch replays of players like Fax, IBLA.
Yeah.
Analyze their strategies.
Okay.
Try to understand their decision-making process.
Right.
And see if you can incorporate elements of their play styles into your own game.
It's like learning from the masters.
Exactly.
Studying their techniques to develop your own unique style.
Yeah, and don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Competitive gaming takes time.
Yeah.
dedication and a willingness to constantly learn and adapt.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, the journey itself is just as important as the destination.
Okay.
So enjoy the process of learning, experimenting, connecting with other players.
It's about the thrill of the competition, the camaraderie of the community, and that constant pursuit of mastery.
Well said.
Yeah.
But there's one more crucial aspect we haven't touched on yet.
Oh, okay. What's that?
The psychological side of competitive gaming.
Oh, the mental game.
The mental game.
Yeah, we can't overlook that.
No, we can't.
We talked about strategy and team composition and play styles.
Right.
But what about the mental fortitude?
Oh, yeah.
That it takes to compete at this level.
Absolutely.
To handle the pressure, the setbacks, the constant need to adapt.
That's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
And it's something that often gets overlooked.
Right.
You know, the ability to stay calm under pressure.
Yeah.
To bounce back from defeats.
Yes.
To maintain focus in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
That's just as important as any strategic or technical skill.
It's like the difference between a talented athlete and a true champion.
Yeah.
They both have the physical skills, but it's that mental toughness that really sets them apart.
Absolutely.
So how do these top players, like, cultivate that mental toughness?
Right.
Is it something they're just born with? Or is it a skill that can be developed?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of both. You know, some people naturally have a more resilient mindset.
Right.
But mental toughness is definitely a skill that you can hone through practice and self-awareness.
So what are some, like, practical tips for developing that mental resilience? Because I'm sure a lot of our listeners, even those who aren't competitive gamers, could benefit from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the most important things is to focus on the process.
Okay.
Not just the outcome.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the wins and losses.
Yeah.
But it's crucial to remember that every match, regardless of the result, is an opportunity to learn and grow.
So it's about shifting your perspective a little bit.
Exactly. Viewing setbacks as learning experiences rather than just failures.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about, like, stress and anxiety?
Oh, right.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, it's important to develop strategies for managing stress and anxiety, whether it's deep breathing exercises, visualization techniques, or just taking a break to clear your head.
Right.
You know, find what works for you and incorporate it into your routine.
It's like having a mental toolbox with all sorts of different tools to handle different situations.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of community.
Oh, yeah.
You know, surrounding yourself with supportive teammates and mentors can make a huge difference.
Right.
They can offer encouragement, provide constructive feedback, help you stay motivated when things get tough.
That's like having a cheer squad in your corner.
Right.
To remind you that you're not alone.
Exactly. So to recap, if you're aspiring to compete at a high level in DeFi Kingdoms or any other competitive field, remember to focus on the process. Develop strategies for managing stress. And surround yourself with a supportive community.
Those are fantastic tips.
Thanks.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
I want to bring it back to you, the listener.
Okay.
What stood out to you the most from all this data and analysis?
Right.
Did any particular player's story resonate with you?
Yeah.
Are you surprised by the level of depth and strategy involved in DeFi Kingdoms?
What fascinates me the most is how this data really reveals, like, the human element within the code.
Right.
You know, we see strategic brilliance, relentless determination, even a touch of luck playing out on this digital battlefield.
It's a reminder that even in the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency, it's the people who make it all come alive.
Right.
Their stories, their strategies, their triumphs, their setbacks.
Yeah.
That's what makes this whole world so captivating.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, and it's a world that's constantly evolving.
Always.
New chapters being written every day.
That's right.
So to all our listeners out there, whether you're seasoned DeFi Kingdoms veterans,
or just starting to explore this exciting world, keep exploring. Keep experimenting.
Keep pushing the boundaries.
And keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's what it's all about.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be back here. Analyzing your groundbreaking strategies and celebrating your tournament victories.
That would be awesome.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
Thanks, everyone.
Into the heart of competitive DeFi Kingdoms.